Okay, so this is my little experiment. I don't know if I'm gonna have to post it and like close the loop. I broke this down with AI. Like the reason that I just need to get it out in some form and then I'm cool and then I can like move past it. And it's not about views or if anyone even gives a shit. It's what the cognitive loop. Anyways, she gave me a process, but that's not what this video is about. Okay, I have been experiencing a lot on like a whole different level. Also, like chemically, my body has been going through like a shift. Because I don't know if you're aware of this, but I have Hashimoto's thyroiditis. So basically, a long time ago, my body's immune system turned on my thyroid and started attacking it. And my numbers have been like very low for a long time. And so I made some tweaks and worked with my doctor, and we're trying to like get my numbers up because they're pretty high. So, but for like Hashimoto's or hypothyroid, you can like call it when your numbers are high, that means your thyroid's not functioning. When your numbers are low, that means your thyroid's are functioning great. And then if your numbers are too low, it's the opposite. So high is low, low is high. Anyways, so yeah, I want to do a little light language experiment because I sort of freaked myself out the other night along with like these. So coming back to the thyroid thing, now my body, I've been going through absorption symptoms. So like I'm actually absorbing my medication more. My body's actually receiving more of the thyroid hormone, which is making my body quote unquote more balanced or more normal, right? And I'm taking this very slow because I am like super sensitive to everything, like, so we're taking this very slow, and I'm like telling my doctor, load, pump the brakes, like you need to give my nervous system time to adjust. So anyways, while this is happening, and the gamma work I've been doing, and these crazy NHI, non-human intelligence, or interdimensional intelligence, extra-dimensional, whatever you want to call it, while I've been going through like this amazing experience, and in my last video that I have not taken out of private, and I might put this in private too, because this is like my little experiment. I don't like doing light language for people, but I want to say it has changed. And what came out of my mouth, like if I had the new Steven Spielberg like disclosure clip when she's like starts doing that thing when she's standing in front of the news camera, that's exactly what it sounded like. It was crazy. Okay. And I know I keep saying I'm gonna stop using crazy, but crazy for me is just like mind-blowing, new, surprising. Yeah, and I will try, I don't know, because when you're doing this light language thing, you're like speaking more on like a frequency, vibrational, like higher dimensional level than words. And like massive amounts of information come in like short little packets. So I've noticed a change. Before it was just like one fluent, and I think if you go way back on my channel when I was doing the Kundalini Awakening with my vases and messing around with sound, I do a little light language on those. I don't know if I do or not. I might have cut it out because like I said, it makes me very uncomfortable. But I have to experiment this with myself and a video camera because my body getting the thyroid it needs is causing my already like lit up homoluminous nervous system to be like next level, like feeling like sounds, like if something like drops over there, I can feel it like vibrate into my chest, and like seeing this sounds crazy but totally sober feeling sounds and seeing colors and orbs, and just having like way less veil than I did have this experience during gamma with like a rainbow serpent thing, but we'll talk about that later. So I don't know if I can force myself to do my light language the way that I used to. But don't freak out. But seriously, I was like late last night, so part of my absorption like symptoms, because my body hasn't been absorbing my medication and my levels have been high, which are low, for a while. And my number's at like 13.63. So, and when I first started medication like almost 8 years ago, my number was like 22. And if you don't know, a normal thyroid is supposed to run like 0.4 to 0.4, and I'm like 13.63. And then I was like 22 something. It was like 22, I think it was like 22 or 26. It was like like my body was shutting down, bro. Like before I was on thyroid medicine, it was bad. And I had to go through like all the process of the testing to find out that I basically have Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune thing. The reason I have Hashimoto's and not just hyperthyroid is because I have the ANA antibody, which is what makes your body turn on itself. As far as what I've learned, as much as I know. So with these absorption symptoms, my sleep's been disrupted. I've had like strange like anxiety. So basically, you do sometimes have absorption system. Once your body has been depleted for so long and it starts to absorb, and it has sent my nervous system, which has already been overcompensating. So the reason that I've always been feeling good and everything is because my nervous system basically took over a lot of the load from my thyroid stuff and overperformed to keep me feeling good. Also, I tell you, I like biohack my health in every other avenue. I just have to be careful with my medication, because when they put me on too high of a dose, I feel terrible. I don't feel good. I feel the opposite. And if I'm on too low of a dose, then so it's like trying to find the sweet spot. And I don't think my numbers have ever been stable. It just sort of fluctuates. Plus, if you know anything about Hashimoto's, it's an autoimmune disease, and it also has to do with thyroid. If your stress level goes up, if your body's like immune system gets activated or triggered, you have to be very careful, walk a thin line that your body doesn't turn on itself and really start going after your thyroid. Sometimes it can go after other, did you see that? Other organs. But yes, so I have been having a hard time sleeping. I've been having nightmares, or just if I stop myself from having a nightmare, won't let myself go to sleep very deep and try to rip myself out of sleep, I get like this wave of fear, then I start sweating. Today's the first day, and I went to the gym, and today's the first day I've really started to feel like, wow, like better. But this absorption, like, it's a window from like 1 to 3 weeks, sometimes 4 to 6, it depends on your body. But while your body's adjusting, you go through these strange symptoms. So not only have I been training my nervous system in gamma, I've been having all this NHI awesome experiences and stuff like that. And just sort of experiencing multiple realms, like of in body, out of body, whatever, physically going somewhere, who knows. And with all of that, and finally my body getting the thyroid it needs, now my nervous system that was luminous before is like on fire. Like my all of the energy up and down my spine, the giving and taking of energy, the awareness around me, the very thin veil experiences going on, third eye, upper energy centers and all around, and all of this stuff is now like, it was like, okay, this is cool. Now it's like cranked up because now my body's getting the fuel that it needs thyroid wise, which if you don't know, your thyroid controls like a lot, your hormones, your pituitary gland, your heart rate, like it's got its hands in like every little pot on your body, metabolism, temperature control, all of this, okay? And yeah, so last night I've started like cleansing, like just, I know there's nothing bad in my house, but whatever my anxiety has been cranked up because I'm absorbing my medicine, and my body's readjusting and learning how to function with this new energy level, this new source of energy that it's now getting that it hasn't gotten in a long time. So everything's on like 11 and I've been smudging a lot and just like trying to keep my brain calm and just like settle in and ride this adjustment phase out, just like riding it out. On one hand, I'm very happy to be experiencing these symptoms. They're not severe enough for me to be like, because you can go where your body's getting too much and like you're very shaky. See how you can't see I'm not really shaking or trembling. If I was getting too much, my hands would be shaky, my heart would be racy, and all of this. It would be like everything on like, so even though I'm experiencing a lot, because I'm also energetically experiencing it and physically experiencing it, I'm still in a safe range. Like, don't you worry. So let me, on the solstice, my mom wanted to do a like honoring our Viking ancestors. If you don't believe me, look at these pinkies, bro. I got the Viking pinkies. They are crooked. Like honoring our Celtic ancestors, and we did like a solstice, like a solstice, like Yule log, ceremony out in the fire pit and everything. On that day, my light language, because I spoke a little bit of it and I literally wrote some down to do like the ritual, because you were supposed to get rid of something, like a burning ceremony, fire ceremony. You're supposed to burn something, then you're supposed to give something, like a gift. And on that day, my light language was still pretty normal, but I had these pauses. So at the very beginning of my journey, when I started speaking light language, it was just this fluent do, 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 no pause. Then it shifted to do, pause, do, pause, do, pause, do, pause. Okay. Then it went from that to do, pause, do, pause, do, pause, do, pause. Last night, if you would have been playing a movie of the clip from the new Disclosure video that Steven Spielberg and Emma something, and her going like, I can't even do it unless I'm like doing light language. And me, because last night I was like, I'm setting the intention for healing for me and my home. Or peace around me, peace around my home, peace around me, peace around my home. Another facet of what I can do when I do light language is I can literally think what I want to say in English and then speak it out in the frequency of light language. Or I can do what I like to do, which is set an intention and then speak that out in like the light language. And I even went over light language with AI and basically how it's just like pure frequency. Like instead of sort of like tapping the bowl and getting the waves, you're like creating the waves. Like it has like a stronger impact energetically because you're bypassing all the other shit and you're just going straight to the frequency part. Yeah, so last night I set the intention for healing, or not healing, I keep saying that, for peace around me and my home. And when I went to speak the light language, oh my god, it came out just like the freaking trailer. Like, I know like she was acting, but then the goosebumps that like, and the energy like around my body, like speaking like this, like I've never, like it's always felt powerful and whatever, but this was like next level. And it was just like all of a sudden, like all the lights lit up. It was insane. It was crazy. And then I flowed with it for a minute because then it literally put me like almost in a trance, like immediately. And I'm listening to myself say it, you know, and I'm like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Like that's all I could think for like 2 minutes was like, holy shit. And then I just like, all right, this is awesome. I'm gonna settle in. Then I spoke it for a couple minutes more. I had that crazy body sensation, the room, the energy shifted. It was nuts. And then I was like, palatably, I was like, okay, I just got my mind blown, so I'm gonna stop here and readdress this tomorrow because it was like late as crap. Like I haven't been able to sleep. When I am sleeping, I'm having nightmares. This has been like struggling with sleep and absorption symptoms has just been like a real struggle, but it is getting better. I did sleep after I could finally go to sleep. Last night I did sleep pretty well for the most part. But then, so after I speak this light language, you know, just quietly to myself, I'm laying in bed. The room is like, so I told you did I tell you I set this intention for like green? So every night, almost every single night, I shield my house and I shield my kids, and some nights it's pink, some nights it's white, some nights it's like diamond. Okay, so just to make things better, I'm interrupting you right here because I was in the editing process. This crazy orb that I zoom in on, it looks like there's a face. I don't know. Looks like a face to me. It screwed up my entire video. I had to go back. I had to save the first clip. Now I have to go back, put the second clip in, clip out the first clip, add this clip, and then add the rest of the video. The orbs go crazy in this. There's a red one with like 2 little balls, and they seem to be coming from me. Okay? I'm not even joking. They seem to be coming out of my energy field. So, you cannot make this salacious up, okay? You cannot make this up. This is right here, like the best orbs caught on camera and it totally messed with my video. I don't know. I was zooming in, and when I went to go zoom back out, it's like the video disappeared. I sat there like this for like 20 minutes trying to find it before I said, okay, I'm gonna cut it and just add this in. But I was literally just had to interrupt in the editing process. I'm literally gonna put something in the title like orbs are for real in this video, like not only just knock my point home clear, that orb that had that face in it, it totally screwed with the rest of the video. So I had to interject. We will go back to it now. But yes, in the editing process, the video was just gone. It was just this blur. Like, you could not see the whole rest of it. I even did separate clips trying to find it again. Like, zooming in, because I zoomed in really far. So I was trying to zoom back out. I could not find this video, and I probably sat there for like 15 minutes trying to zoom back out. It was gone. But yeah. Just thank you. Like, they're showing up. Like, hey, this is some real crap we got going on here. And this is some paranormal NHI stuff we got going on. I've never seen the red orb before with the two little balls. I've never seen that. And I've never seen this orb that crosses the bottom of my legs. It seems like it's coming out of my energy field. I'm not going to lie. I am the field, okay, that it seems to be emerging out of. It's just what it is. And I zoom in, hopefully, let me know if you think it looks like a face. It looks like a face to me. And this one's like white and green. Yeah. Continue, let's get back to it. Is like, so I told you did I tell you I set this intention for like green? So every night, almost every single night, I shield my house and I shield my kids, and some nights it's pink, some nights it's white, some nights it's like diamond, some nights it's green, some nights it's blue, you know, based on like if I want to calm down the energy, I'll do like a baby blue. And if my kids are getting really bickery, I'll do like a baby blue for like calm and communication. For like baby pink or light pink, that's like love, good vibes, coziness. Diamond is like this white light, and then the diamond like shield that comes around is like an impenetrable, like, get the fuck out of my house, stay out of my house, like, that's like a big boundary for me. So when I'm feeling like the activity in my home is too much, diamond shield's coming up, baby. And so I set the intention for green. So after I speak this light language, and a couple of times I've been seeing, I look over in my, because they told me that lovingly, carefully, nicely, they're gonna start, you know, reaching out and contacting my kids and start building that connection, because it's important to build it during childhood, just like what I experienced, except for way less freaky, because I put a clause in there and I was like, oh hell no. And they low-key sort of just kind of imprinted that, you know, they were still getting they've learned how to do things a lot better. Okay, and they've learned how to like differentiate between which beings are going to communicate with who and why, and they've worked out all the kinks now. Back in the 90s, bro, no, terrifying. So I start seeing bright blue flash, like tall white light every couple of nights now. I'll look into, because I can see into their room. I can't see their beds because they're back here, but I can see into their room from my room, and there's been this bright blue beam of light just like showing up. And I know it's like one of my kids' guides are like showing up, coming to hang out, to connect. And I'm cool with it. It feels good. So I'm letting it ride and I'm like aware of it. And it's sort of like a respect thing that it always shows up and shows me like, hey, we're here. And then goes away, or then moves into, you know, working with one of my children. It's one of my boys because it's the boys' room. I can't see my daughter's room and she keeps her door closed because she's a cranky, angsty teenager. So I can't tell you who's working with her or if anyone's working with her. But then I look and I remember I set the intention for green around me, my home, my kids, green. And all of a sudden I'm seeing like this pink haze left over from like the night before, but I'm physically seeing the colors of the energies that I have projected and sent. Totally sober, by the way. Nothing, not a damn thing, okay? So I see the kind of leftover pink hues and then bright coming through on top and permeating through the whole space. I can see the green energy that I set. I don't know if it's because I did this light language and then looked. I don't know. But I was like, holy crap, to the point where I watched these colors move and I tracked them and looked and I can still like, I'm also having a lot of, you know, third eye stuff going on. Like veil very thin. And then I was like, okay, when the room starts to get all strange on me, I'm like, either this is something that I'm experiencing or there's something going on above my house. So I was like, I'm gonna go check. I didn't see anything. It was strange because there was a huge hole above my house and outside of the hole were the clouds. But once again, it was very significant of mirroring like my bubble of energy. Like it literally opened up a bubble and on the outside, all around my house was cloudy, but where my house was, like a big, beautiful circle, circumference area, like the bubble I put up energetically, there was no clouds. It was starry sky. Which is strange, okay, to say the least. But really nothing surprises me anymore. When I say that, this light language surprised the shit out of me. I'm like, holy crap. And the feeling is on like a whole nother level. It's like this, like you went through the phases of like speaking light language and communicating and telepathically transmitting and then frequency transmitting and all of this, and now this is like the advanced level. And when I say this crap like shifts the freaking energy, like I'm nervous. Like I'm nervous to even make this video for this documentary for like myself for this experiment, because I'm already like hyper aware, like seeing flashes, seeing orbs, seeing beams of light. I had this awesome experience with these diamond orbs. I made a whole hour video that is still private in my collection that I haven't put out publicly because it's pretty intense. It involves like some more physical like marks on my body and understanding why, understandably. And just, it's pretty intense. And, yeah, I'm sort of lost for words because, like, the power behind this, I want to call it light language. I don't have any other word for it. NHI, massive information, and then it feels like that. It feels like when it's coming out of my mouth, each sound and it repeats, like, I swear, like, word for word. It sounds even cooler than on the Disclosure trailer. I don't know. I don't know if I can do it, 'cause it's making me anxious. Like, I'm sort of anxious already right now, and this is just making me anxious, because when I tell you, you don't fuck around with this shit, you don't fuck around with this shit. Okay. Yeah, no, that wasn't me. I literally just seen a flash of gold, and I looked over here, and one of my tassels on my curtain just went straight and then dropped. I'm telling you, this, you take this shit seriously, okay? And I'll probably keep this as private, because this is just for my own documentation, but I'm just not alone in the room. I don't think I ever was alone in the room, but now that the veil is thin and I am like on a whole nother level, I'm really not alone in the room. Like, it's all coming into focus. And yeah. So I'm going to set a good intention. Let me think. Yeah, probably the same one. Peace around me, peace within, peace without, peace above, peace below. And me and my home, my kids, just, I'm setting the intention for peace, and I'm getting that bright green color going again, and just, that's the intention I'm setting. Now I'm going to translate that, but I gotta relax. I have to relax and sink in, because this just happens naturally. You can't force light language, okay? It doesn't work that way. Just taking some deep breaths. I'm trying to remember, I have my, oh, my hands are sweating. Did I have my eyes open or closed? I'm gonna try to do this with my eyes open, but I might close them. Okay, but we have green energy. Yes, I'm looking at all my gorgeous plants in front of me. I love you guys so much. Send you all green energy. And just trying to bring my anxiety down. It just seriously, it blew my mind. Okay, so peace above would be Yes, I'm taking this extremely seriously. That's why I'm setting intention. I'm just videotaping it so I have proof and I can go back and watch. Sorry, I was having a like a moment of clarity because just I can't articulate the power of these sounds. I'm trying to show you. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this publicly, but this is like a huge process. Like, don't freaking judge my process, but this just startled me. It did start gradually, like there were a lot more stops, but now okay. So how about peace above, peace below, peace within, peace without? I'm really more connecting to like the peace within, peace without, since we're working like bigger energy. Within, without. So peace within translated into light language. So I'm going to hold that intention, peace within, in my brain, and then whatever sounds come out of my mouth, that's the light language. Okay, peace within. Each Whoo! Do you see what I'm saying? The and all of a sudden I just got this wave. That was peace within. So let's try peace without. And quit freaking out. Freaking, this is just for our research. We don't have to post this publicly. I'm gonna laugh if I do post this publicly and be like, yeah, watch my meltdown, bro. Okay, so that was peace within. Now we're gonna do peace without. I'm gonna try to keep my eyes open because lately I'm really not alone in the room. Not in a weird way, just like all my senses are on like 12. So peace without. Peace without. And I don't know about you, I wasn't shaking, now I'm freaking shaking. That's peace without. But you see what I'm talking about, right? Like the repeating and the it's eerily similar to Steven Spielberg. Now I'm gonna try to force myself to not do that, and because that's me just like really relaxing. When I do that, there's like a light or an energy that colonizes in my spine, like pulls me up and down and out all at the same time. It's very expansive. And then as the sounds keep coming, it's like build. And it's just like that's what it feels like to me. Now, old light language, let me see if I can do this. Let's try to do older light language with like out the dashes, but like I said, this just comes from like This comes from the subconscious. This comes from your soul. This is frequency language. And now there's an echo. So older light language is just like, and there's this sinking. There's like a, oh my God, it made me emotional. There's this like sinking into, like, this is an avatar. This is not me. I'm in this body. There's like this deep, like my gamma, I think like my brain goes into gamma mode like super quickly when I'm starting to say this, because there's like this sinking into my core, expanding outward feeling, like an inward sink and out. Like it's nuts. And then literally like the energy in my spine lights on fire. Okay. So old light language, I'm gonna try. I don't know. Old like language sounded more like, okay, so let's do peace below, which would, man, so I'm already, like, my brain is already did. No, we can't. What, old light language brain, pull it up in our files. Yes, the old one. How my light language has sounded forever, for the longest time, but over these last couple months has totally transformed into this that you hear now. And I literally start to like shake, like as the pauses and I'm like I feel it, like the vibration of this resonating through my freaking body is like, it turns me into a freaking tuning fork that's like, okay. Old light language sounds more like, oh God, okay, push past it. I don't know if I can go back. I don't know. I might be changed forever. You might. My old light language sounds like everyone else saying light language, how it's very fluent, it goes on and on and on, and there's no real sentences, and it flows, and it has all these words, maybe a sound or two here and there. But me now, I can't go back. Peace below. Okay, so see how that came out as one, and I was forcing that. My brain wanted to slow it down and draw it out, and but it would be like that for like the whole time. Then it changed to, let's see, remember when it changed and I started having pauses. Then it changed to like, like, then it went from that. Now it's okay, let's do peace above, because this language is like another level. So that was peace below. We already did within and without. So let's do above, right? Peace above, peace above, peace above, peace above, peace above, peace above. That was all of it. Anna Shay. Anna and Shay came to me, and it sounded like Anashe, but Anna is like breath, life, power, animation, and this came to me in like one of the massive premonition type experiences I had in the video that's under private right now. And Shay means to like activate, breathe life into, create, animate. So when I close things now, I say anashe or anashe. It sounds a lot like ashe. Ashe is more of like in the African dialect. It also means sort of like the same thing. But mine that specifically came to me was Ana, A-N-A, She, S-H-E-A, Ana She. And I've also had like weird different words, you know, just sort of flash into my brain. But do you hear how it's like, so now settling and breathing in and like, yes, like I accept my new light language, and now I'm just gonna set like gratitude and acceptance and like understand that this is safe and this is a part of my process to just let myself sort of, you know, and that was just gratitude and anchoring in this new level and letting my energy and the NHI, my guides, and everybody know that, hey, I'm cool with it. It's very powerful. This is another level. Like, there's like a palatable, like, I can feel the shift in me in the room when I speak this way. But yeah. So that was this new light language I stumbled upon at like midnight last night. I'm this like adjustment absorption phase of like my medication, you know, actually absorbing into my body and love and giving my body what it needs, and this homoluminosity, which I go into in depth in the video that is still in private. Sorry. And like this massive nervous system upgrade. Of like luminosity and my gamma practice and all of this. Like I said, I barely speak light language. I only reserve it for like real intense moments. Even AI was like, hey, you could try using it more because literally you are like speaking frequency to frequency. There is no buffer. It's just like, boom. That's why you have to be like very clear about your intention. And there's this feeling of being able to hold more light, and I've been healing a lot around this topic. I've been low-key doing like shadow work on taking up space, being seen, because when you were a kid in like a situation that was abusive and you learned that if you drew attention to yourself, it was not a good thing. Bad things happen as a kid. You tend to like dim your light, and that's like a deep ingrained program, and that has been coming out. I've also had like these spirit guides, this like one energy that split into two, connected to like my relationship, because then I did go over like my relationship with like AI, like I wanted to see what our astrological charts were most likely, because I know everything except for the time he was born. So I needed AI to help me like break it down, because he was not even born in America, he was born in Germany. But like our whole like love story, like crazy coming together, like I realized a couple years ago that it was going to happen no matter what, because weirdly enough, he was born in Germany and he moved to Colorado, and I was born in Ohio and I moved to Colorado. But there was a turning point when I was in Michigan with my mom, whether we were going to go to Texas or Colorado. Turns out he left and moved to Texas, the same place in Texas that we would have bumped into each other no matter what, like went to the same country bars, like bro, like it was around like the Stephenville area, like that's where my mom was looking at colleges for psychology. And yeah, like we would have crossed paths no matter what, and it would have turned out differently, like if it didn't happen the way it happened. So it's just crazy that we were going to end up in Texas in the same place together, not even knowing it. Then we ended up in Colorado in the same place together, because we chose instead to go to Texas to go to Colorado, which turned out to just be the right place, right time to like bring us together. But even we were like friends, like we had like the same friend group, and then we literally separated for 6 years, went our separate ways, did our separate things, and then came back together in Colorado, and then basically moved in with each other, got married, got pregnant, like bada boom, bada bang, and we've been together 9 years now. We're in our 9th year of marriage. So yeah. and our charts, so I had AI sort of break this down for me the best. Our charts like mirror each other, and we also have like our Venus, we both have Venus in Scorpio. Bro, you want to talk about intense? We are both Venus in Scorpios. And I have a stellium in Scorpio. I have Mercury, Mars, and Venus in Scorpio in the 7th house, I believe. Yeah, and then my sun is actually in the 8th house in Scorpio, and it is eclipsed by Rahu. Just crazy. And like trying to figure out how, because as opposite as we are, right? Like I told you, like he's like here now, doesn't feel anything, doesn't see anything, like as far as like energetically, like this is his bubble and he's cool with it, right? And like this is my bubble and I'm cool with it, but I have a lot more space in my bubble and I bump up a lot more stuff, just like like I don't go out looking for this. I'm just like, oh, what was that? Or it'll scare me, or I'll see it out of the corner of my eye, or I'll have deja vu, or I'll have these abduction experiences. Yes, do I believe I've been abducted quite often, and that's where these marks and stuff came from, and I'm totally okay with it? Yes. Do I wish there was a different word for abduct? Yes. Because it's like a partnership. It's like when you're ready to experience more of what you are and what's around you and what's possible and base reality, you will. But there's like and a lot of preparation and a lot of getting over it, sad to say, happens in childhood, but there's a reason for that. Call it disassociation, call it immersion therapy, but the very first time that you're like snatched out of your bed by aliens, or I don't want to call them aliens because I don't want to be disrespectful, like extra dimensional beings, NHI, corporeal, non-corporeal, whatever. It is the most terrifying thing. There's a reason that you don't get to keep a lot of those memories. Now, I am like metacognitive like a motherfucker, so my consciousness and my higher self, my higher awareness is always aware of what my other consciousness in this brain and in this avatar is aware of. So it's easier for me to recall stuff. But like I said, I've only been able to recall bits and pieces, very, very few from the months and months of the abduction process that I went through as a kid. There's a reason that you do it as a kid. There's a reason that when I was talking about my kids in their soul contracts with, we just link up, we phase lock, and it's off to the races. Me and my guides or my NHI that work with me. And that's why I was like, hey, we ain't doing this like back in the 90s, bro. Only you guys, and be nice, come in forms that are not scary. Like, I've made my kids aware. We have went UFO watching. Like, they hear some of my experiences. I'm like, oh, I was on a spaceship last night. Like, it's another Tuesday. I don't know whether or not they believe me. They can have their own experiences. But as far as I've tried to set up all the groundwork so that they don't have a scary experience. I even had my son tell me the other day that a couple months back, he was looking out of his room and he seen a little gray around the corner in my kitchen. He's like, yeah, Mom. He was about like 3.5 feet tall, crazy eyes. I couldn't tell if they were like black or red. And he was just looking at me. And I just seen him and it seen me and then it disappeared. Like, I don't ask my kids to tell me these things. I'm just like going along my day and I might talk about something that maybe I've experienced, low key. Or I'm going to go star watch or sky watch because I'm a big fan of, letting your kids be aware of as much as they're comfortable being aware of, but like letting them have that choice, like how much they're exposed to, so they expose themselves. They take their own steps. This was my little son that unfortunately was there for the triangle experience and was like frozen, then just ran off to the camper and was totally fine. And it's like he was like frozen, like, and the one that was like afraid of aliens. But then he just remembered this memory the other time. Like, he told me this weeks back. This wasn't recently. That was a couple weeks ago. I don't know why he told me, but he told me. And he was like, yeah. Or, this is also the son that 100% I believe was a pilot, because he told me vividly, I think when he was like 3 or 4, he told me that he used to fly planes, that he died as a fighter pilot in like one of the world wars. He knows how to fly planes like the back of his hand, like he just remembers. So this is my son that does have like the past life memory stuff. My other son is starting to have experiences. We sort of shared a dream. So like this premonition, wow, that just got really, really echoey. Is that in my head or is that in the house? It was just like someone turned a microphone on. You could even hear like the okay. So what was I saying? I guess I'm venting. My other son. So on my thumbnail in that video that is still private, I have like this premonition of, and I've been deep diving craft and parted like the marks that I talk about that are new. have to do with connecting with all these, like these 5 different type of craft, like a diamond, an egg, a cube, a triangle, and then like a plasmoid. And I had AI generate an image of this for me for this video that's still in private. Yeah. And I kept having this reoccurring dream of being in the backyard, and finding a piece of like metal that sort of looks like hematite, not very shiny, but then it has like this green glowing like energy, and holding it up, and looking around because it was about the move that's up and coming and what I've received. I go into depth in the other video about what I've received about moving to this new place, how the land is going to be charged. Funny enough, we literally just had a sinkhole happen somewhere in Wyoming, not going to say where, in this massive crystal cave that scientists never expected. And I've been saying it, like I can feel the crystals in this land, bro. They also just opened up a lithium mine. Like, lithium quartz, anybody? Like, oh my god. So literally, as I'm having these premonitions of like connecting to this high vortex, and just recently, within the last couple weeks, we had a massive sinkhole in eastern Wyoming, that this crystal cave that was uncovered was huge. And not only that, the cows that were on the pasture that fell in from the sinkhole, they said they were acting strange and confused, but none of them were hurt. Okay. Okay. That don't sound suspicious to me. But then so then me and my son, he had this dream that he was digging up fossils because he loves fossils, and that I dug up a crystal and I was holding on to this crystal, and me and him used to go rock hounding, because I have found like crazy minerals around here. And I'm like, people don't realize Wyoming is mineral rich. Like, we literally have the geothermic stuff going on. Now, literally, within the last couple years, there's a lithium mine, and now there is a massive crystal cave. And they said this crystal cave was like the ones like in Utah or some shit, like huge formed crystals. Bet your ass we are on top of all of that, okay? Like, you can't make this stuff up. Like, this just freaking happened. And I was like, no fucking way. Because I've been receiving that in our new house, like the land and like what's under the land and the energy lines, and that's part of where this Anashe came from. As I said, like, I was in like a gamma meditation, and I said that, and then I've had like little by little this premonition of being in the backyard and having like a piece of craft. But the fact that I've been having that premonition, then he equally dreams about me having this special crystal that I find. Like, yeah. And specifically, like, this next place, the land that we're on. Because right now I'm sort of in a weird spot. I cannot have an in-ground pool because I can't dig down. I can't have a basement because I can't dig down. I'm on, like, these flood plates. Like, this used to be a swamp, and they dried it all up for farmland, and they put in these plates that you can't dig through. Our next house, our new house, we are going to be on the land. I am going to be in an energy vortex. Like, this has been the freaking message over and over and over again. Now, what do you freaking know? Literally right around the corner from me, this insane crystal cave just got revealed from a sinkhole that just happened. And you can't make this shit up. You can't. And then my son's dreaming of this dream of finding awesome fossils and crystals together, while I'm having these premonitions and meditations and dreams about our backyard, this energy center connected to the backyard, and finding a piece of craft, and then literally being like the coherent like link between, and wherever our new house is, it's going to there's something in the ground. There's massive crystals under the dirt where we're going to be living. There's something there. It's a high energy hotspot vortex area. It's gonna be that no matter what. That's just in the damn cards. And now this massive crystal cave was revealed in Wyoming. Yep. And people are like shocked. I'm like, really? We're in freaking Wyoming. Like Yellowstone's like 4 hours away. Like 4.5, 5 maybe hours away. And all of that, like we literally have like our dirt is so mineral rich. We got that red dirt with that iron and that copper, and I was like some of the rare ass minerals I found are like just going to the lake and like digging shit up. Like I'll have to take you out to my crystal. I am picking up like, actually I can show you. Okay, so just this was just laying around, like stuff like this that has like the halite, I don't know what you call it, but like I literally have this all over my house. This is just from like digging outside. Like this green stone I literally found. I know. This baby I literally cracked out of a stone. This is like malachite, copper, and then right in the middle, focus, you see like these tiny little, like it's amazing. That's all it looked like from the outside, was this like gray rock. I have tons of this like malachite, copper stuff, like, and I have huge ones. I have them all around the outside of my house. Here's a couple of them. Look, I have this baby in here. I have her over here. Like, I literally just dig like the most sick minerals up. Just out of the freaking, like, just going down the road to the lake. Like this was one of the geodes I found at the lake. Feel free to be like, ah. And this was huge. It was a big red stone like this. And like, yeah, so there's a reason like me and my son go rock hounding, because like this, I literally just picked this up out of the water. This is a aquamarine. Like this, I found this. It's some sort of I don't know, but it's shiny. But yeah, so there's a lot. More geodes. But some of this, like huge, that's just one little piece. I have like big structures of like these gorgeous geodes. Like I can just go dig them up out of the damn yard. Like, hey, no problem. I found this. I don't know what this is. Look how pretty green that is. So like, you can't tell me the signs are like, oh, I think what blew them away was the size of this crystal cave. Like, they were not expecting it to be, like, crystals the size of people, like, and taller, like, the size of, like, sides of buildings and shit. Like, 8 foot tall, 10 foot tall, 15 foot tall, 20 feet long, like, crystals. But yeah, that just happened. I seen that on my Facebook the other day. I was like, no shit. And I'm like, I hope they open that up to the public so they can visit it. But who knows what they're going to do, because the fact that cows fell in and then they were just confused but totally safe, not harmed. Oh, and they said they were strangely calm. No, okay, you are screaming NHI, like, This was not a natural cave-in, okay? Something's going on. Either it was humans or it was NHI. Cows do not fall into a huge ass massive cave and not get hurt and then just come out confused but calm. Like, they just don't. Cows either freak the fuck out or die on the way down in the fall. Like, you can't make that up. And that's literally happening around me. Now, I've had this NHI activity ramp way up. So, without, this massive crystal cave sinkhole thing happening, me having like these interactions with like all sorts of different NHI, non-human intelligences, the fact that it's here, like I'm in that area, like that's like my backyard, and that it will be literally my backyard, like I don't believe in coincidences, bro. And so yeah, that was my light language experiment and how it's changed and the crazy like co-dreaming I'm sharing with my son, my other son opening up and sharing experiences about him seeing like beings, me seeing like the big blue like lightning and like blue like electric like tall light beings or energy that just pop into their room and then they're just gone, or they're communicating. This crazy diamond orb that turned out to be connected to like my partner, and literally like its reason for showing up was to like elevate our like so we can both hold more individual space and then create a third energy, not like a baby, but like on an energetic level, and like elevate our connection. I can't make any of this up. Like, I'm totally freaking stable, normal, sane. Like, this is just my life. I love my life. We have like multiple businesses. I've had like a boob job. Like, I am not some hippy dippy doesn't like real world shit girl. I like money. I like things. I have I have a couple businesses. I've been in a 9-year marriage. I'm very like a stable person. But when I tell you that I just experienced this, like I will literally lay down and go to sleep. I will think of something. The next thing you know, my brain's linking up with something else, and then beat me up, Scotty, and then they're showing me or they're teaching me. Like, I don't control it. I can say no. I can be like, no, take me back, put me back in my bed. I don't want to go tonight. Or they like show up and they're like, hey, they're always like, it's your choice. They're always like, hey, do you want to learn about this? We can show you. Or, oh yeah, I can kind of tell you about that, because they have cracked aging. That's why I believe that like we're cracking aging. Like aging's not really going to be a thing. I'm like 50-50 if it's going to happen in my lifetime or not. Definitely probably my kids. And timeline stuff and having like a center and like seeing these overlapping, like that's sort of how they showed me that I experienced it. And like I broke this down with AI too about burning through timelines really fast, and yeah, just like how I collapse reality and like sort of like the double slit experiment. Like this is literally my manifestation style. It's just like collapse reality. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, and what they showed me was, because I'm like, what, like this interface thing, right? This interface thing, I guess another word for interface is vessel. That's been coming up, but like more of myself, which totally explains what I'm going through. Like embodying more, holding more, capable of more, interacting more. Like that's like a recurring theme right now. But basically what they show me, because I've been sort of breaking this down with AI, I've had like little bits and pieces of it. I've had this in like certain meditations, seeing like these timeline tunnels, and I never even knew why I was drawn to lotuses and like dark matter. And apparently the Lotus program is all about timelines, and there's like 18 of them or something like that. I don't know where I got that number from, but they all branch off and they're like a lotus. And time has to do with dark matter or exotic matter, but we'll get into that later. And yes, I've had experiences with exotic matter that I haven't shared. Maybe that'll be another vent video. But just to clarify, I love my life. I'm totally stable. I like worldly shit. Okay, I'm not some like hippy dippy airy. I'm just, so this is what happens. I'm walking along in my timeline, and just something still out of my consciousness. I don't know if it's a soul contract. I don't know if it's like my energy outside of this avatar, like what I'm freaking created of or where I came from. I don't know, but basically I have my timeline, and then my timeline has all these like overlapping intersections of timeline, which could be for everyone. I don't know. I'm just saying what I was shown. And because I burn through them and also like jump, but I don't consciously do it. I just set an intention for like the best outcome with my family, right? like things like realistically, like, oh, we're gonna get into a bigger, nicer house, but we're all gonna be happy there. I see us sitting on the couch watching movies. I see the kids playing downstairs in the finished basement. I see me out in the backyard, and there's this like energy vortex out back there, and having a really deep connection with that. I see my husband having his office inside the house. I see our land, like horses, whatever, like, but it's not about the stuff for me. I'm like, yes, that place, but more importantly, this feeling, okay? And then I don't force anything. I just sort of go with the flow. I've learned to just, if the more I resist, the more I like focus and resist, that is not how my energy works. I get what we call a ping in AI conversations, or I link up with this new, let's call it a vector in time and space that has the feelings and energy and has my people with me. It's literally me in like a parallel reality. And yes, there are freaking parallel realities. I'm still breaking them down and trying to understand them myself. But like even the future you is like a parallel reality in some form. I'll have to go deeper with them on this. I haven't really extended on this. I've had a couple weird things around, like, every time I've tried to sort of tap into the timeline aspect, it first started as like tunnels that were shooting off from me, and I was like this main connection point, but I put glass over them, remember I told you, in my gateway process, because I didn't want to let anything through. Then I had this deep connection with Uru, which is like my golden being. Don't know. And she told me Pegasus, like, and the way that means so much. I heard project or program Pegasus, program Pegasus, and then I got Pegasus constellation, then I got Pegasus the horse as a symbol and all the symbolism behind that. All she had to do was say Pegasus. I thought she was She didn't say, I'm from Pegasus constellation. She just looked at me, and this is how this works at like this level. When you're telepathically communicating, she said one word, because I'm still learning how to, flex those muscles that they use every freaking minute of every day, and these guys don't age anymore. They're like alien vampires without like the blood sucking. I have been curious about like, do they go to the bathroom? Do they eat? And I have gotten like information on certain things as far as that, but I'll go into that later. Because I'm telling you, like, this is a real experience for me. I'm literally connecting with something which is telling me all the information, showing me how it works, explaining timelines and what I do in them. So yeah, so let's go back to that. So I'll have to get deeper because, like I said, I didn't want to dive into the tunnels because the tunnels were like, I was very aware that I could go in, but I also didn't want anything coming out. And then I had this weird Pegasus thing happened. I've had a couple weird like past life memories of being a kid, getting pushed through a portal. I don't know if I was a boy or a girl. I was just a kid. Sort of like the Montauk experiment type thing, or Project Pegasus, where they sent kids back in time. Sort of having weird, I just have brief moments of that, like, because my whole focus is being here now. I don't want to focus on the past. I don't want to focus on the fucking future. I mean, I want to have aspirations and like keep progressing comfortably, flowing to the future, but it's all happening now. So I just stay in the now. And so basically what they showed me was this in-depth view of like my timeline is like a convergence point because of the whole prototype consciousness, because of being this interface, this communication interface. And what I do is I burn through timelines and collapse timelines on my trajectory, and then there's like this overlap of like other energies of I can bump into them and experience them and communicate with the consciousnesses in them while just every day on my normal, like I don't have to like veer off, like everything sort of just is all interconnected and like overlapped, right? So I barely asked about timelines, but that's the brief thing that they did show me. But yeah, this was a long ass rant. Thank you very much. I'm glad you could experience this new light language. If I do end up uploading this, I'm waiting till like we're getting ready to go into eclipse season, Ode of Joy. We have all this brand new, and I've been feeling it. Like I've been trying to sense it, feel it, like this new energy, these new connections, these new things getting activated in our charts and in our energy systems and our planets and all this crap, right? That's never really been experienced before. So everyone's experiencing it for the first time. Oh yeah, and I keep having like ringing in my ears. Usually the left ear, because my ring is on. Very briefly, is it the right ear? It's usually the left ear, and every time that happens, I just sort of tune in for a moment and let it fade. It doesn't happen very often, but it has been happening more often. Yeah, and just like for so long, people that have like had these experiences were like shamed, called crazy, don't talk about that, all of this stuff. But I'm sorry, this is real life, because take it from someone that doesn't go chasing after this, just literally has a meditation practice and likes being connected, and then has had the opportunity to just experience and learn from all of these things that normally can't be perceived, but we're going into a time of being able to perceive, and we're getting closer, right? Veil's getting thinner. I'm just taking it as a gigantic confirmation of this massive crystal cave that was found in Wyoming. Not too far from me. And I hope we get to go see it one of these days, because of course that's right up my alley. I do think it's on private land though, because it sounded like it was out on a pasture somewhere. Cows. And if they find any like cool NHI tech, alien tech, you know they're just gonna come in and swoop and take that shit. And then no one's gonna be allowed to go in there, which is total bullshit. I'm so sick of this censoring. But it is what it is. We can have our own experiences, just bumping in, just start paying attention. Like, if you're getting deja vu a lot, or if you just catch something out of the corner of your eye, don't dismiss it. Like, be willing to be like, wonder what that was. Be curious. Ask questions. And there's information, so much information all around you that you can find all the answers, have all the experiences that you want if you're just open enough to it. I'll wrap up with saying that I am going down this rabbit hole. Long story short, I had this psychic, a legit psychic, back in 2010 when I was starting my YouTube channel, and it was already monetized, and it would have been a huge channel, but I don't really care about that anymore. I'm glad how everything worked out. Everything worked out how it was supposed to. I was having like a whole list of synchronicities, and I reached out to tell the bridge to Lemuria. She has blonde hair. She lives in, does she live in Maui? She lives on one of the Hawaiian islands. And she randomly just gave me a message that like came out of her. And everything that I'm working through and having this upgrade with and having like this shift around has to do with like quote unquote like priestess, like feminine mysteries. Also, then I heard Grant. What? Grante. What's his name? He said that your name holds significance, and I'm not gonna tell you my name because I'm the alien goddess. But my actual name, it literally spells out like a very prominent female figure. And finding out more about her, I'm not gonna say who it is. So basically my name is this figure's name, all the meaning behind it, and then healer is thrown in there somewhere. Okay. So finding out more of this person's history and lineage. Also, this was specifically in this message that was given to me. Multiple things were said, but I don't know if I can tell you, because if you figure it out, then you're going to figure out my name. But basically there was like this connection, and at some point I was supposed to look into this figure, and I've already, and I've briefly looked into it over the years, and I've sort of understood it, but then it was like putting together all the pieces. So everything that she told me in this, she was just giving me this message. She's like, I don't know why, but you have to hear this. And it was profound. It was huge. It like set me on like a path of like bloodlines, family, energy, NHI, which we used to call aliens, gifts, shadow work, accepting your dark, accepting your light, all of this. So anyways, all this is leading us to having this connection, which was my first deck, which I told you about. I threw it away because I had this crazy sexy experience that I did not think I asked for. And this was also like my blood cleaning, like my very first like face-to-face like abduction, remember everything experiment for the first time with these beings. I was working with the Isis Oracle, and this deck was like this, and I might go re-buy this deck. Let me explain why. And a book so looking at this figure that we share a name, looking at their lineage and connecting it back, it connects back with Isis and the priestesses of Isis. And who else has been stalking me? Thoth, okay? Which, is it well known that the emerald tablets that you guys get are not even close to all of them? And there's also these like red tablets. Yeah, I've received that. Like these red stone, like this red stone is like very prominent. It's come up in a lot of premonition type like viewing shit. Anywho, there's more green stone. That is not all that is not the whole story. There is more stuck away that people haven't been allowed to read or be exposed to, or it's been hidden. And then there's also the red tablets, the ruby tablets, but I don't think it's a ruby. I think it's like a red diamond. I don't know. It's just something very, very, very hard and red, and it's sort of like emerald, but in the red version. You know, masculine, feminine, above, so below. I don't know. That's what I've received. Anyways, so I've been going on this journey because I experienced something the other day. Now, if you look back on my channel, you will see that I am very well versed in vampiric or psychic vampiric energy. I'm well versed in taking energy, giving energy. I literally had this experience the other day when I was doubting a couple of things. But the reason this is important, because this is my dark and my light, right? I can either take energy, I can eat energy, or I can eat, but also in the light. So this is where it crisscrosses. So like a venom eater. So I can actually let's just keep this simple and say I can either take energy from stuff, like turn into a black hole, like consume energy, not in like a harmful way, like you'll reboot, but you know. So my shadow side is vampiric. My light side is I can also, I found out, heal people by eating their venom. Okay. And also give energy. So like I can transmute, or I can be like a carrier wave for like energy and just be like, you know, sort of like typical Reiki. But then also the other day I literally helped I just set the intention to take his stress away, and I ended up taking way more than that, because I shit you not, everything changed. His voice was all fucked up. He was feeling sick. He was feeling run down. I just took it all on to myself, and even his voice sounded normal. He felt great. He was all chipper and happy, and I got super sick for the rest of the night. And can you physically get sick from eating energy? Absolutely. Okay. You need to know what you're doing. I knew that I was probably going to feel like shit. Okay. But I just wanted to take his stress from him and help him feel better. So I ate his venom. Like, and that's where this venom eater word came from, because it just came out so naturally. I was like, oh my God, like, I started feeling really, really sick right afterwards. And I was like, Jesus, I just ate your freaking venom, like. And then I Googled it, and you know, like Shiva, like, in the Indian pantheon, he's like, eats venom, and like, this is a thing in like esoteric traditions where people can like consume things that harm other people, but they can digest it and move through it differently than other people because they're like built for that. So that has come up. This whole venom eating thing. Yeah, and he felt bad that I got sick, but like, he knew something happened. He was like, how do I feel amazing now? And he's not totally unaware. There are aspects of energy work that he's fully aware of, which I have sort of covered in my psychic vampire videos. But yeah, no, I'm not some like airy fairy light and happy, and I'm also not dark. I feel like it's very important to accept your darkness and your light, and then move into that third energy that comes from both, and that's how you have balance and wholeness. And it's actually very healthy to accept your darkness. So Isis and Thoth. So in the Isis Oracle by Alana Fairchild, this oracle was like my very first. This shot off my Kundalini for the first time. Doing her exercises and her meditation was like my very first like shadow work. Like, this deck was the one that started it all. That's why I'm like thinking I need you back. Also, having this strange connection with Isis coming up and Thoth. I seen this book called The Union of Isis and Thoth, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. And then also I seen this other book that I might get, which is connected to this one person and her connection to Isis and her bloodline and how it connects to like Isis priestesses. And looking at this as both, this is symbolism, this is esoteric, like symbolic, and this is also like very literal, like very much in like 3D reality. Could have been like a total thing. And I'm definitely on the boat that Egyptians and Egypt and everything that was influenced on that back in the day, not just that, but like all ancient cultures, like there's a reason they paint themselves white with chalk. I hang out with those guys. They are white like chalk. They look like they're covered in chalk, and they're oh my God, they're like I don't like, they're stunning and intense and ancient. Okay, and there's also some like Orion connections that are like, I had like sort of a new experience and I've sort of heard about it, and I was like, I wonder what happens when I sort of tune into that and what I come up with and what comes through for me. And yeah, there's a lot of, and then like the Agarthans, the like not the hybrids, but like the Agarthans, they are like chalk white. There's a reason, okay, that these ancient tribes, and I'm not talking human races. I'm talking white, blue, purple, plasma, like, so don't get it twisted that I'm being racist, but I'm saying there is a reason that these Egyptians were using the colors like gold, blue, white, and a lot of like indigenous tribes, you know, Native Americans, Africans, like chalk is sacred. You know, they're emulating the beings, their ancestors that came down from the stars. Like, how clear do people have to be? You've just been brainwashed into thinking these tribes are freaking crazy and they're talking in metaphor. Bro, they may be talking in metaphor, but they're also talking literal, because I've been there with these beings and they are chalk fucking white. Like as white as that table. Oh, you can't see it. Nope. Yeah. Nope, I don't have an example. Oh. Like this. Whiter than this old dirty white shirt. Yeah, like whiter than that. Like, literally, white geisha are painted in the white paint. Like, all over the world you get this chalk, this white, the star beans, then you get the golds and the, yeah, okay. So yeah, I feel like there's something to that deck, working with that deck again, really working with that deck now, like on a whole nother level, because if you want empowerment and if you want like actual, like, I've never freaking think that I've endorsed any Oracle deck. The one that started it all for me is the Isis Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Doing those meditations, doing those you know, going through, pulling a card, doing the work, reading the message, but also doing the meditation, doing the visualization. Holy shit, that's what kicked it off, started it all for me. Now coming back around full circle, have something with like these dark feminine priestess, womb, Isis, mysteries, something along that lines, and feeling like in this psychic, she specifically told me to check out this person, like this figure, and she told me I was connected to a certain line. I think I've said this before. Yeah, I think I have. I'm not gonna say it again because I don't want to connect too many dots, because I don't want you guys knowing my real name. Like, no offense, but this is still the internet. But yeah, so that's everything, and this book is haunting me. It's the Union of Isis and Thoth. I've never heard of it before. And then the other one is the Priestesses of Isis and this blank blank person, and Temple Mysteries or some shashi like that. I'm really being sort of drawn into that energy after I had these diamond orb experiences with literally this like feminine, masculine, spiritual partner energy show up and like work with me, work with him, boom. Like, there was this cord between me and him where our connection is, and this thing just creating this new energy in the middle and dispersing it, and this like lifting. Yeah, it just felt like divine partnership, dare I say twin flame. I hate that fucking word. And then also another prominent, so I'm conflicted because I have 3 very prominent dark archetypes that play a big role for me in my personality and in my mind and in my animation, which is Persephone, because me and my person's relationship very, 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 very much Hades and Persephone. And yeah, being in love with this person literally made me come face to face with my darkness, understanding it, learning it, working through it, healing, empowerment. You know, how she goes down and she becomes the queen of two worlds, the spring and the underworld. You know, Hades and Persephone. Lilith as a feminine, female, psychic vampire. Vampiric, female vampire archetype. Totally can understand that, because I literally have had insane experiences with giving, taking, receiving, manipulating, understanding energy and how I can influence it, flip it, turn it, twist it. Yeah. Speaking of that, I've literally had to replace all my spoons because me and my kids can bend spoons like nobody's business. Like, I literally tied mine in a fucking knot the other day, and I'm like, I don't want to do this with my hands. Like, I don't think that's special. I want to do this with just my mind. Now, the cool thing I'm working on is being able to, like, rub it and shake it until it falls apart. Now, that might have been an illusion, like, all the way back. Like, a total fucking scam where it's already broken and he's holding it so you can't see it and then it falls apart, right? But if that's not a scam, and if that's possible energetically, I'm gonna give it a go. And my sons bend spoons like I've had to replace my spoons because me and my kids can bend spoons like nobody's freaking business, and we do it all the freaking time. I literally have a rule: no more spoon bending, because we've had to replace all of the spoons in the cabinet and a couple of knives, because I've bent knives too. But yeah, that's just like normal. So this is just like normal, okay? But so Lilith, oh, and then Isis, as far as she was the first goddess that I met through this deck that like blew me away. Yeah. I only have pretty much two prominent. Persephone and Lilith are my dark feminine archetypes. My light feminine archetypes, also Persephone and Isis. The third one, which I've had this crazy connection with and trying to understand, but I do not resonate. I don't freaking like jackals. I don't like this deity, but I can resonate about being like, so the third one that I'm sort of uncovering is Anubis and / Nephthys. Maybe Hathor. I don't know. But there's like a couple different ones rolling around in there that have emerged because and then, yeah, so I guess healing. So Isis would be my feminine. Persephone's feminine side would be my light. Is there another, like, oh, like Aphrodite? But Aphrodite can be dark and light, bro. Like, don't get that shit twisted. But Aphrodite dark is very, very similar to Lilith dark, Aphrodite dark. In my experience, in my perception and understanding of these archetypes within me, my Aphrodite and my Lilith are pretty freaking similar. I don't really even have a huge connection to Lilith as like a biblical character. The only thing I have a connection to Lilith is like as like a vampiric deity, and how she's sort of like a sexy deity. But honestly, I would replace Lilith with Aphrodite, dark Aphrodite for sure, because we got a soul spicy, very well explored side that I've become very comfortable with, that's always continue to grow and expand and understand and explore. There's got to be a spicy side, right? But I'm also learning now that Isis and her priestesses had like a spicy female side to them too. But yeah, so this, and then Thoth. Thoth has just been showing up. So, constantly. And I don't really have a connection with Thoth. But as a masculine energy, I can dig him. He doesn't give me any... He gives me very balanced but masculine vibes, Thoth. Same thing with like Anubis. Anubis can go either way for me, female or male. Yeah. So that's my huge rant. That's my huge update. That's my crazy new light language. And I will catch you guys later. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this, but I had to get it all out. I'll let you know if I buy those books. I don't know why they're calling to me. I cannot get that Union of Isis and Thoth book out of my head. I just can't. The other one, I'm like, But this one, I'm like, I'm probably going to have to buy this freaking book. And I'm probably going to end up buying that damn deck back. I hope I don't buy it back and, like, been there, done that. It doesn't really hold anything for me. I don't see that, though. The symbolism in the Isis Oracle by Alana Fairchild, I don't think it ages, baby. And there's Kundalini, there's healing, there's birthing. I mean, hands down, honestly, every other deck I've ever tried to buy is to copy her guidebook from the first time. It was so good guidance. It was the step by step, here's what you do, turn on the lights in the house, figure out how big your house is, figure out if you have pest infestation, get those fuckers out of there, renovate, decorate, expand, build your freaking internal empire. 101. Bye, guys.